Man, today is my lucky day. Today I got State Representative Kevin Boyce with me. How you doing, man? What's up?
Good to be here.
Long time no see, man. You doing good?
I am.
How's the family, man?
Everybody's good. You know, I got a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old, so we in the thick of things for college visits coming up soon, and then one who's looking to go to high school soon.
Okay.
So we're in the thick of it.
Yeah. Oh, your son graduated this year, right?
No, he's a junior this year, but we're trying to get started ahead of time.
Okay, man, because I know our kids kind of played basketball and kind of grew up running track and all that kind of stuff together, man. So today I have State Representative Kevin Boyce here with me today on Earn My Vote, man. It's a blessing to have you here, man. So as you know, we're at election time again.
Sure.
And you're running for county commissioner. And I don't know a whole lot about what a county commissioner does. So maybe you can help me understand the roles and responsibility of county commissioners, and maybe our audience don't even know.
Sure.
But I think it's very important that we understand who we're voting for and why we're voting for and the responsibilities of the county commissioner.
Sure.
So
sure.
go ahead.
Sure.
So
well, let's start with that. You know,
okay.
The idea that you as involved and connected in the community as you are as a business owner and very much embedded in what's going on in the community, and you don't understand what the county commission does.
Right. I've been in business for a long time too.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And so let's start with that idea. You know, first and foremost, we've got to do a better job of being connected to all parts of this county, whether you're in a township or a village, incorporated village somewhere. The core city is also a part of that equation. And so we want to do a better job making sure that those resources that exist in the county are accessible. And it starts with people just knowing what is available.
Right.
And so let me just break it down to you in simple terms. We know that this area, the Near East Side and in the northeastern quadrant of the city, is a high poverty area.
Yes.
In fact, Al, I'm sure you know this, but as I represent the 25th House District in the House, and it is the fourth highest poverty rate in the state of Ohio within this district. So that includes the Linden area, but also this Mount Vernon and Near East Side area. Okay, and with that, we have a higher population of folks who are on assistance.
Okay, that's definitely right.
So, and all of that assistance flows through the county.
Okay.
And so a great deal of what the county is charged with is managing the human services resources that support families in need.
Okay.
And we've got to do a better job of not just providing, some assistance or Medicaid and whatnot, but making sure that our programmatic efforts are aligning with the needs, because it's one thing to provide someone with a check to buy some groceries or to pay rent. It's another thing to help them move to the next step of life and get a good paying job, get a good home and be a homeowner where they can keep a roof over their family's head for a long term, and to provide them with good schools and good neighborhoods. And so the human services, the county provides the greatest amount of resources for human services, families in need in the region. So that's one of the main duties of the county. Another area that, I can't go through all of this stuff today, we don't have time, but another area I think is important to talk about is economic development.
Exactly.
You're a small business owner, as am I. And what we know is that small business owners create more of the jobs than even the large businesses collectively.
That's
collectively. True. And how many barbers work in your shop? And those barbers then pay their bills and buy groceries and buy transportation and things like that. And that's how our economy works. And so we've got to find more ways to allow small businesses to be successful. The county has an economic development arm that is geared towards just that, a workforce development. And so the county oversees all of the workforce development aspects of this region through the Workforce Investment Act and other services. And so we've got to find a better way to go back to your original question. What does the county do? We've got to find a better way to connect those resources, human services, economic development, and many, many others with people like yourselves, so that we can maximize what the county is doing.
Right, because I can tell you this, because most of our small businesses, we do a lot with the city, and the city does a great job, but I think a lot of us don't know how the money flows to help small businesses in our communities or in our districts. And I think it's so important that, people are educated and understand why they're voting for a candidate. And if that candidate is going to be that person to advocate for those dollars to those neighborhoods, is very important, because as you see this neighborhood is is slowly but surely changing. It's becoming very diverse, and I'm pretty sure it's going to start happening all around different areas of the city. And we're always looking for avenues and streams of income that can help our businesses have some stability. It's not so much about making a lot of wealth, but just stability for our families and stuff. So why you want to be a commissioner, man? Coming from state rep, man. Why you want to be a commissioner, man?
Well, our county is growing. It's one of the fastest growing counties in Ohio, and perhaps one of the fastest growing counties in the country. And we're seeing a lot of progress in certain parts of the county, but we can do better.
Okay.
And we can do better in places like the Near East Side. We can do better in places like Linden. We can do better in places like Franklinton,
Right.
and the West Side, and so in the South Side, and many, many other places.
Right.
And so, from my standpoint, I think I bring a unique set of skills to the commission that don't exist right now. Someone who served on Columbus City Council, the largest city in this region and in this state. Someone who has served in the state legislature, who understands the timing and all of the places to go to communicate about additional resources coming into our community. Someone who served as a statewide office holder, as state treasurer, and really understand the dynamics and resources that the state has available to counties like Franklin County.
Right. Okay.
So I think bringing those things, and as a small business owner, bringing those aspects to the table, I think uniquely position me to take the county to greater heights as we continue to grow and continue to be a leader in not just this region, but in the state of Ohio.
Right, because I now know, and that's wonderful, man. And of course, people want to know, especially us as minorities or African Americans or people of color. We always want to know how are you going to help us? How do you begin to advocate for our communities, and that's very important as a commissioner, I think, because like you said, it's all about where the money goes down.
Sure.
It trickles down, making sure whoever's in the next seat gets it, and then it passes on down. So
I think that's a fair question, Al. And I think the greatest indicator of what you will do is what you have done.
Right.
And if you've been engaged with the community, if you've been a part as a business owner and as a minority myself, then you understand those issues a little better, and more importantly, where the gaps are.
Right.
Why aren't we doing certain things in certain areas of this community? And more importantly, what can we do to address those things? And so for me, I'm committed to making sure that communities like the Near East Side, like Old Town East, like Linden, are a part of the equation and part of the conversation for resources. What can we do to creatively get better housing stock here?
Right, exactly.
What can we do to grow small businesses and provide resources? And more importantly, how can we think creatively, about those resources we have, and more importantly, how they can be integrated into the community. And so I feel good that, my background gives me that unique positioning to do that, unlike the person that I'm running against. I feel like, I will bring that sort of innately to the table as a new equation. And it's worth noting that Franklin County has never had an African American or minority ever serve on the commission. And you just think about the idea of that. We've had an African American president of the United States of America, but not of Franklin County.
Right.
And not that that's the end all be all, because it's not. I've seen many African Americans get in office and not do anything. But this is important, and this is something that I think breaking that glass ceiling allows for new opportunities to be accessed, just like the glass ceiling broke itself.
Right, because as you see around the city, we're seeing the changing of the guards. Those people that have been there for years and years and years, served 4 or 5 terms. I think one of the things that happens in our communities and happens in our city is that leadership doesn't prepare the next generation of upcoming leaders. And I think that that's just my opinion, that they can do better at grooming younger people to prepare, so when there's somebody's next guy's ready to step in, they're ready. So, I'm thinking about, I was talking earlier to a couple of candidates, and you have a lot of new people moving into our communities that are registered voters from around the country. And and I want you to look in the camera.
Sure.
What can you do or say to earn their vote?
Sure.
Because like I said, they don't know you, and they probably it's the first time seeing you. If they're watching TV, they're not seeing anything positive. But for the people that don't know you or never even had a chance to touch you or play basketball with you, what I'm saying? Share with them, what are you going to do to earn their vote
Sure.
for this upcoming election. Next week.
Sure. Yeah, that's
week.
right.
So
that's right. Next
you can
Tuesday.
tell them right there, man. And
Well, first of all, I appreciate you asking the question. I want to touch on two things you said. First, you talked about the next generation coming up and preparing that group to serve as well. And I believe deeply that we've got to do a better job of that. I think that there were people who mentored me and gave me an opportunity to learn and to grow and believed in me and then provided me with the chance to serve. And it's something that I took to. But whether you serve in elected office, whether you're a deacon in your church, or a community leader, an organizer, maybe you're a small business owner, or maybe you're simply a dad, or a mom, or a grandmother, or grandfather. Either way, you have a role to play in making our community stronger tomorrow than it is today. And I think it's up to people like me to ensure that the stage is set for you to be successful. If you ask me the question, why should you vote for me? I would ask you to vote for me because you believe in change. You believe in the opportunity that if we invest in what is happening right now and have a plan and focus on the future, that we can create opportunities for the next generation. When I think about my time in public service, there is nothing that I think of more deeper and spend more time on than thinking about my own children and thinking about my own household and how I can provide for them and raise them in a way that they'll be successful young men. But I know that every family out there shares the same kinds of concerns that I do as a father or as a mother. And so what I know for sure is, as a public official, I wish I had a magic wand or a button that I could go back to the office and push and erase all those problems. But what I do have, I don't have that, but what I do have is the commitment to wake up every day dedicated to that cause, dedicated to making tomorrow a little bit better than today. And it takes someone to believe in that, to be a part of that, that has grown up in this community, that has experienced the same challenges and hurdles that you have as a family, as a person, and to try to make it so that it's a little bit better tomorrow. And I'm committed to that. I've stood up. I've got a history of standing up for civil rights. But I think that's just the seeds of, to me, a plan that can make things better. And so if we work together in this opportunity, if I'm your next county commissioner, I can assure you that in the next year, you'll know what the commissions do. You'll have a sense of what resources are available, that we will be a part of this community and every community out there, and that we will be a part of making Columbus, making Central Ohio, Franklin County better tomorrow than it is today.
Okay. Well, there you have it. State Rep Kevin Boyce, running for county commissioner. If you have any candidates out there, if you're watching this video, if you know somebody, come and holler at your boy. With Al Edmondson, earn my vote. See you next one. Got another good one coming up. Peace.